Thank you for joining us today. We are Study New York. This is the New York STEM Advantage. You see, we have a great lineup of speakers from 6 universities from across New York State. That photo at the top with the red tree, that's of the beautiful campus of SUNY Albany. We have Jane Benson Rivera from SUNY Albany who will be here today. You can see Niagara Falls and New York City also spread across our state. So we are Study New York. We like to call ourselves SNY. We believe that New York State is the #1 place for international students to study in the entire world. We are anchored by the great city of New York City. Many of our students with their CPT internships and OPT internships from across the state end up with their internships or employment in New York City or in one of the many cities or small towns across New York State. State University of New York has 64 campuses. Albany, Buffalo, Binghamton, Stony Brook are the big four. And you also have many small campuses and many niche campuses. You'll hear from Albany and Buffalo today, and also SUNY Poly. City University of New York has 16 campuses, and you also have many great private universities. You will hear from Long Island University, Clarkson University, and Touro University today. Members are very diverse. We have 45 members right now of Study New York. You can reach out to me at any time at program@studynewyork.us to get connected with the international team at any of these universities, or go to our website, studynewyork.us, and find your university, and that will list the contact of that university. You can see that CPT is very active with our students, especially the STEM students. Our students from all around the world are getting great CPT internships and then OPT employment afterwards. And we'll talk about the 3 years of OPT employment eligibility a little later when it's a STEM program. The picture in the upper right is from a covered bridge in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains of New York State. And Study New York goes to all the major events, NAFSA, ICEF. We will be at IC3 this August in Mumbai, India. So please sign up for the IC3 conference in Mumbai, India, and look for me at the Study New York booth. And we might have some other universities joining us there at the IC3 conference in Mumbai. Education USA advisors visit us frequently. And here is a visit last July to Midtown Manhattan of 10 Education USA advisors. New York State is pretty much the only state in the United States with major train access to all of our cities. So west to east, there's a train, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Utica, Albany. You're going to meet University at Buffalo. You'll meet SUNY Poly in Utica, and you'll meet University at Albany as well. And north to south, major Amtrak train right up to Montreal goes up through Albany and Plattsburgh. So all of the schools you meet can easily connect with any part of the state. Clarkson, it's just a short bus ride to Plattsburgh or Syracuse to connect with the train lines. And of course, New York State is the state with the highest average digital tech salaries. And that's from Robert Half Tech Salary Reports. We have passed San Francisco and Silicon Valley. Our tech salaries are 36% higher than the US average. So fantastic opportunities for CPT internships and OPT. I know a student from Buffalo who had her OPT in fashion in New York City. So you've got the whole state open to you. In fact, the whole country, but New York is really the best place for employment outcomes. I will turn it now over to Jane in University at Albany.
Thank you so much. My name is Jane Benson Rivera from University at Albany, part of the State University of New York, which is the largest comprehensive system of higher education in the United States. University of Albany was founded in 1844, so we've just recently celebrated our 180th anniversary. So a little bit about our university. We have about 17,500 students at the undergraduate, master's, and PhD levels. Our international students come from just about 100 different countries. For academic offerings, we offer over 50 undergraduate programs and more than 150 graduate programs. We do offer substantial scholarships for all levels of study. At the graduate level, we do have assistantships and fellowships as well. We are a Research One university, so there's 5,000 institutions of higher education in the United States. There's 187 Research Ones, so we're very proud of that designation. We are very much known for our research activities. Big focus in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, AI, cybersecurity, and environmental sciences. The Albany area is a wonderful place to live and to study. We are the oldest continuously settled town in the United States. Very vibrant industries, so lots of jobs, as I mentioned. Clean energy is big here, software development, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, all very large employers in the Albany area. We are one of the top 20 most educated cities in the United States. Number one for integration of AI talent. Number 6 as an emerging tech market in the United States. And again, we do have about 50 different programs that are STEM designated. That really gives students a tremendous benefit when they're looking to stay and get some work experience once they complete their academic program. So at the bottom, I've just listed a few. The one that I would say would be unique to Albany would be our nanoscale science and engineering programs. Those are very much sought after degrees in the United States and globally as well. We get our students engaged in research from the first semester that they're here on campus. So again, they leave us very well prepared for the employment sector. 170 plus research centers and labs, either directly on our campus or affiliated with UAlbany. I've just mentioned a couple here as well, but every student should expect to get the opportunity to do research and experiential learning as part of their educational experience with UAlbany. We're also very well known for atmospheric sciences and environmental sciences as well. Again, the focus on research, many universities, these students doing master's and PhD programs certainly engage in research. At UAlbany, we focus very much on getting undergraduates engaged in these activities because we know when they apply to either their first job or competitive internships or perhaps graduate programs, having that research experience, the hands-on experience will certainly benefit them. It also benefits our research activities here on campus as well. So we really strive to get students engaged in those areas. I've just chosen to highlight a couple of our more interesting, it's all interesting, but some of our cutting edge research that we're doing with our students. So again, our focus on renewable energy, atmospheric science, forecasting storms, forecasting what will happen as glaciers change and evolve and how that impacts communities with their water supply. We very much get students out into the field to work on these projects. And this is a student working in our ion beam lab. We've had it on campus for 50 plus years. We open it up to people from other universities as well as researchers in the private sector. So this student is one of our physics students working in this world-class facility. And just a few of our employers of our graduates, again, things like healthcare, pharmaceuticals, certainly the tech fields, our computer science and informatics students do very well as our finance students, places like Goldman Sachs. And at this point, I'll turn it over to SUNY Poly. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Willjavian Dawson, and I am the admission counselor here at SUNY Polytechnic Institute. Like Jane, we are also part of the SUNY conglomerate. There's 64 universities under the umbrella of SUNY, and we happen to be one of the independent universities. One thing I commonly come across when I travel outside the US is Polytechnic is often referred to as a trade school or not as a university. So I do want to clarify that we are a Polytechnic university, and that pretty much just means that we provide experiential learning through our labs that we have on campus. A little bit about our stats. So we are a smaller university compared to the Big Four. We have about 3,000 students altogether. That gives us an average student to faculty ratio of 13 to 1 and an average classroom size of about 18. As far as proximity, we are in the center of the state of New York. New York is a large state, so we're directly in the center. We're about 4 hours away from New York City area, maybe about 3 hours away from Buffalo, an hour away from Syracuse, and also an hour and a half away from Albany. So the programs that we offer, we have four colleges. We have the College of Engineering, we have the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Business, the College of Health Sciences, and we also have four graduate programs. That'll be data science, civil engineering, computer science, and also cybersecurity. Of these programs, we have over 17 STEM designated programs, so students will be able to qualify for their STEM OPT, and all of our graduate programs are STEM designated as well. So we prepare our students to be leaders in these high earning industries. So these are just to name a few of them. So up to 33% growth by 2023 is expected in these industries. We also have partnerships with local companies, some that are within arm's length away from campus. So Wolfspeed is actually on campus. Some of our students come and they get like additional funding, whether it's through research or through internship, through the CPT opportunities that are available. We also have Indium, AFRL, Mohawk Valley Edge, MVHS, and these are just to name a few of the companies that we have partnerships with. Along with that, we have CGAM, which is Center for Global Advanced Manufacturing. This gives us 8 state-of-the-art labs. We have anything from additive manufacturing all the way to CNC machines. You have your 3, 4, 5-axis CNC machines. You have nanotechnology labs, digital prototyping, AI, and robotics. We also have a lot of funding being pumped into SUNY Poly. We're actually in an innovative stage of our founding, where we have workforce development, student scholarships, and also funding coming in for our engineering labs and stuff like that. So along with the labs, we also have 14 new research centers on our campus, anything ranging from engineering to health science, computer science, sciences, AI, machine learning, also the arts. So this allows students great hands-on opportunity and experience when they're on our campus, and also just give them that collaboration where they're able to collaborate with other students from different programs. So this is one of our students. She's actually from India. She works in one of our research centers, and our research centers are pretty large in number. I mean, we have AIX, we have machine learning, we have healthcare, we have biology labs, and we have a lot of research opportunities. So along with the funding that we provide, we also have these research opportunities where students could get like assistantships for like additional funding. They could also do interns with these labs as well. We have quite a few resource centers on our campus. One of them is our career service office. So when students are looking for job opportunities, whether they're looking for interview preparation, career fairs, graduate fairs, networking workshops, all of that, career services would help provide these resources and tools for our students. And we also have an international student service office. So when students come to campus, they're going to want to intern. There are federal regulations as an F1 student. So our ISS team would make sure that students are in compliance, and they would help them with CPT, OPT, and also the STEM OPT offerings. So I mentioned that we have funding opportunities. We have these funding scholarships, merit-based scholarships for every student who applies. As long as a student meets our minimum eligibility requirement, they will qualify for one of the merit-based scholarships that we offer. We offer scholarships both at the graduate and at the undergraduate level. So that'll be bachelor program or the master's program, anything ranging from 5,000 all the way to 9,000. And thank you so much.
My name's Colleen Thapalia, and I'm the Senior Director of International Admission at Clarkson University. That photo is of the central academic core of our campus. All the buildings are connected by those walkways that you see there, because we do have all 4 seasons, including fall, winter, spring, and summer. Clarkson is all about STEM, and that includes pretty much all of the majors at Clarkson, and that even involves business. So many of our programs are STEM designated in the business school, but pretty much all of them are STEM designated in science and engineering. All of our programs require hands-on experience, which is a great way for students to build their portfolios and their CVs. The cutting edge research on our campus includes things like our Center for Advanced Materials Processing, which is supported by New York State. Since we're here to talk about New York State, I thought I would emphasize that Clarkson is home to CAMP, the Materials Processing Center, and it is designated by New York State as a Center for Advanced Technology. There are many universities across the state that host these kinds of specialized centers. I believe Albany is one of them that just emphasizes the forward-looking approach that Clarkson has. Also, we have access to scholarships and funding for these STEM programs. For the undergraduate students, that funding will come in the form of scholarships. And for the postgraduate students in master's and PhD, it will come either as a scholarship or possibly an assistantship. Those are very competitive. These are the majors at the undergraduate level, and most of the graduate programs, most of these have a corresponding graduate level program. You can see a strong emphasis on science, on business, and on engineering. We have specialized accreditation in engineering, where we're ABET accredited, and in business, where we're AACSB accredited. We have an international center that helps support students with everything from their visa, maintaining their visa and their I-20, to cultural programming, orientation, and also the International Center serves as a place for students to go when they don't know where to go, because the folks there are very adept at identifying what the issue is and helping a student get on the right path to solving it. We focus a lot on co-ops and internships at Clarkson. So this is one of our PhD students. He is from Bangladesh, and I would say South Asia is our largest region represented in our international student population. India being the largest, with Bangladesh and Pakistan also in there, and a few students as well from Nepal and Sri Lanka. Undergraduate programs at Clarkson all require a professional experience. This professional experience can come in the form of an internship or co-op. It can be research in a faculty lab, or students can participate on a speed team. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But these opportunities help students gain professional skills and feel more comfortable in the U.S. work environment. They also help students get on a more even playing field with their American counterparts. So when it is time to go out and find a job, they have all the advantages of those experiences off campus. Some of these companies are familiar to you that employ our co-op students. Because these are STEM programs, most of the co-ops and internships do involve the students getting paid, which is great for the international students. Some of these are big international corporations like Walt Disney and BMW, but others are more regional or local. In either instance, the student gains great experience and builds their applied knowledge, how to apply what they've learned in the classroom. This photo is of our recent research and project showcase. The students do these poster presentations. There's also other activities, but it's a very exciting time on campus. We call the research and project showcase RAPS. That's a lot easier to say. RAPS is a twice annual experience at Clarkson, and it highlights students' achievements. One of the popular elements of it is a pitch off, and that encourages students to use not only the skills they brought to bear on their projects, but also their communication and persuasion skills. And cash prizes are awarded, which is always something students are excited about, especially international students. That photo represents students from, I think, India, Bangladesh. Oh, the third student, I think, is Uzbekistan, and then the last student there on the right is from Nepal. So a broad South Asian representation. Okay, I promised to tell you more about SPEED teams. So these are student-led, student-run teams. They compete against other universities' teams in specific disciplines. Clarkson has 13 SPEED teams, and I'll say that at many universities that have SPEED, they might have 2 or 3, but Clarkson goes all in, and we have 13 of these. SPEED stands for Student Projects for Engineering, Experience, and Design. So it's important to note that you don't have to be an engineering student to participate on a SPEED team. There are plenty of science students and business students on these teams. It's a great way to build problem solving and team work abilities. And there are lots of different things to choose from. Students travel the same way sports teams travel to compete against other universities in solving these various design challenges. I talked about the career opportunities that the internships and co-ops give you, but to tell you a little bit about what happens when students graduate from Clarkson, we rank top 40 in the country for early career earnings. And the average starting salary for a Clarkson student leaving us with a bachelor's degree is about $75,000 a year. That's from the class of 2024. That's the one that we have the full year information for. We also have high median career salaries, and our placement rate is 97%. That holds true not only for our domestic US students, but for our international students as well. And one of our favorite statistics is that 1 in every 5 Clarkson graduates is a CEO, president, other senior executive, or even an owner of a company. So people are really showing their leadership skills after they leave Clarkson. This is my last slide. I just wanted to show you a bit about what happens outside of the classroom. We have a lot of clubs and athletics and special events that students can get involved in. You can see that I've highlighted South Asian culture in the photos that I chose for this slide. On the left is a cricket competition. In the middle was a Diwali celebration. And on the right was our most recent Holi celebration, which was very international. We had a lot of students from African countries playing colors for Holi. It was a lot of fun. And I think that's it for me.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our STEM Advantage session. My name is Freddy Cicchetti. I'm the Director of International Admissions. Thank you so much to Jim and everyone here in Study New York for taking the time out of their day to talk about their STEM offerings. This is incredible. Hearing about Albany's STEM programs and in different fields like environmental engineering. It's really fascinating. So excited to be here and talk about Long Island University's programs. So Long Island University has about 15,000 students across 2 campuses. We have a campus on Long Island that's about 45 minutes outside of New York City. And we have a campus located in downtown Brooklyn. So right in the heart of New York City. You can study at both of our campuses. You can double major and have that STEM designated major as part of your as part of an option for you to double major. We have over 250 undergraduate and graduate and PhD level programs across both of our campuses. We have 1,000 international students, over 1,000 international students from 90 countries. So it's a great place as an international student to study. As we've all talked about, there's so many job opportunities in and around New York City. There's over 50 Fortune 500 companies in New York City. Our post campus is beautiful. If you want to be just outside New York City, you can take our virtual campus tour. We have an Amazon tour series as well. So if you want to hear some student testimonials, we have great new content that you can look at. We have housing at both of our campuses, athletic facilities at both of our campuses. We have 40 Division I athletic programs. So definitely check out our campuses. Our Brooklyn campus is nestled right in downtown Brooklyn. It's a 14-acre campus, so it's quite large for a New York City campus. It's one of the safest campuses in New York City. It's in a gated community. Again, we have virtual campus tours for both our New York City Brooklyn campus and our Long Island campus. So check it out and see if you could see yourself studying there. And looking at our programs, we have really new and exciting programs in artificial intelligence and computer science. Long Island University at its core is a health professions university. We have physical therapy, physician's assistant programs. We have pre-med. And what we've done a really good job at, I think, is incorporating technology into a lot of our healthcare programs. So you can do a STEM designated program that's in health. And some of the examples you'll see on the screen are drug and regulatory affairs, pharmacy, like pharmaceutics. We have concentrations in industrial pharmacy and cosmetic pharmacy. We have pharmacology and toxicology. We have public health. We have exercise science. We have business programs that are STEM designated, like MBA and data analytics at both the bachelor's and the master's degree levels. Mathematics. Again, we talked about some of those tech programs like AI and computer science. So I think it's fascinating how much we've incorporated AI into a lot of our degree programs. And our faculty really envision a future where there's more AI integration into some of these areas. We're envisioning a program like AI and drug development as a major that can be created with all the innovations happening in AI and drug development. We have brand new technology throughout our university that we're really excited about. One of those examples would be our OmniCell. Think of it like a vending machine for dispensing drugs. It ensures that healthcare facilities like pharmacies and hospitals have an accurate supply chain of drugs available so that they have those life-saving medicines and drugs available at their facility, and it eliminates supply chain issues, and it's more accurate, and really I think it helps medical practitioners focus on patient care rather than administrative or operational items like ensuring that you have enough supply on hand. So that's one technology that our students are using. They're learning the technology, and then when they go into industry and they do get jobs, they're able to advocate for those kinds of technologies in the space, in the companies that they're working at. So just one example of the new technologies that we have on our campus in pharmacy. So just looking at outcomes, 90% of our students get a job or continue their education within 6 months of graduation. We're a top 50 college in New York for salary potential. One of the big advantages of being in a STEM major as an international student is you can work on your visa for 3 years after graduation through the OPT program. And one thing we're really proud of is that 30% of LIU international students complete at least one CPT internship. It's 3 times the national average. So our students are getting great experiential opportunities in New York to intern at real companies in pharmacy, business, tech, international relations and diplomacy, things that are not STEM as well. So they're getting great opportunities through our location and our career preparation and everything we do to help international students navigate that process. We have over 285,000 alumni. We just celebrated our 100th year at Long Island University. So a lot to be proud of. And if anyone wants to connect about your students or you're a student yourself and you want to discuss some of our STEM programs in health professions, business, tech, we would welcome a one-on-one conversation with you and one of our admissions counselors to talk about your future and some of our degree programs and how you might be a good fit at our university. I think my next slide is my last slide. And again, my name is Freddy Cicchetti at Long Island University. And please stay in touch, and looking forward to collaborating in the future.
Thanks so much, Freddy. My name is Katie Lengel, and I am the Director of Graduate Enrollment Management in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences at the University of Buffalo. I just want to take a moment. Thank you for having us today, and it's been a pleasure hearing about all the various opportunities and programs across New York State. We definitely have a varied approach to everything, and I think it's wonderful to have everyone in one place here today. So a little bit about the University of Buffalo. We are the largest SUNY institution. We are the flagship university. We have a little over 31,000 students combined between our undergraduate and graduate programs. In total, we offer a little over 500 programs combined between graduate, undergraduate, and advanced certificate programs. The university is comprised of 13 schools and colleges. We do have 3 campuses, just like many of our schools on the call today. We are spread out in different parts around the city of Buffalo. We have our main North Campus, which is in the suburb of Amherst, New York, and that primarily houses all of our undergraduate programs. We have our South Campus, which is right in the city of Buffalo. That is actually where the institution has its main hub right there. And then we have our downtown campus, which houses our medical school. We are about a 20-minute drive from Niagara Falls and about a 90-minute drive from Toronto. So to give a little bit of perspective there, we are about a 7-hour drive from New York City. So we are on opposite sides of the state from New York. We, again, are the #1 public university in New York State, according to the QS World University Rankings. We are also a R1 research institution, just like our peers at SUNY Albany. And we have been ranked number 20 in the US for hosting international students. Here is a listing of the 13 schools and programs that we do offer at the University of Buffalo. We have undergrad and graduate programs in architecture and planning, the College of Arts and Sciences, dental medicine, education, engineering and applied sciences, the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, law, management, nursing, pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences, public health and health professions, our Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center Graduate Division, and social work. As part of these programs, we have 44 STEM designated programs at the undergraduate level and 116 STEM designated programs at the graduate level. The QR codes here on the screen for both undergrad and grad programs, you can take a look at those and you can find the comprehensive list of all programs. As we talked about before, UB is an R1 institute, and in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences specifically, research is part of our core. We have just a quick blip of our top 10 new promising projects that we have recently published in our engineering magazine, Detecting Dyslexia Early with AI, Turning Algae into Allies, Teaching Robots to Feel. There's always something new and innovative going on, particularly in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And we do have our QR code on the screen here where you can check out all of the latest research that is happening at the school. So we also at the university like to make an impact. This photo right here looks a little dark. However, this is our Society of Automotive Engineers. And every year during our homecoming event that we have on campus, these students that are part of the club, they build a giant bonfire for the big homecoming event, which is part of our American football program. And so they build this bonfire in the shape of the opposing team's mascot. So here you can see them building the infrastructure of this giant bonfire here. We also are part of many nationally recognized organizations, ranging anywhere from NSBE to SHIP to SWE. We have 200 plus clubs and organizations, specifically within the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, and hundreds more across the university in the various 13 schools and colleges. The picture on the left-hand side of your screen, this is our Buffalo chapter of Panache. These are the winners of $25,000. They found that there was a need in the startup community for building model rockets to launch, and we are proud that this group of students did win the grand prize. And something that is new and exciting for us that was recently launched across New York State is called Empire AI. It's a $500 million consortium that is housed at the University of Buffalo. It's the launch pad for UB's expansion of new and highly sought after programs. Specifically within the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Society. This new program is a combined degree program between our College of Arts and Science and our School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And there are many consortium members across New York State as part of Empire AI, not only UB, but New York State, CUNY, Columbia University, Cornell, NYU, RPI, and the Flatiron Institute. And then just to touch a little bit more about UB, we do have a International Student Service office that is solely for all of our international students. So they are part of our onboarding process for all of our new undergraduate and graduate students. They help all of our students, F1 and J1, maintain status. And then they also assist with CPT and OPT. We do have scholarships available at the undergraduate and graduate level. These are all merit-based scholarships. So at the time of your admission, you are reviewed for these various opportunities.
All right. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, University at Buffalo. I can quickly add, as we have many high school counselors who are on this webinar, it's a great idea to go and have a look at the websites of University at Buffalo, University at Albany, Clarkson, LIU, SUNY Poly, everybody who's on this University at Buffalo International Student Services website particularly has great frequently asked questions to do with F1 student status, living in the United States, medical insurance. I borrow from it all the time. So go and have a look at the websites of the International Student Services offices of everybody on this webinar. I'm James Shafer. I'm with Touro University. Our main campus is Times Square. We also have campuses in San Francisco area, Nevada, Montana, Illinois, and an overseas campus in Berlin. We also have New York Medical College as part of the Touro University team. We have 21,000 active students in associates to PhD programs. I'm here to talk mostly about Touro University here in Times Square and our STEM programs. Touro has risen from number 343 national university ranking 6 years ago. We're now number 143 on the US News and World Report ranking. That's the most important ranking in the United States. At the undergraduate level, we are trying to grow our international undergraduate students. Currently, all international students get a 15% scholarship in year one, and then we have a retention scholarship for them in their second, third, and fourth years of 30%. That equals 25% scholarship for international students throughout. And that's a tuition base that starts at the same tuition that New York State residents would pay. I'm going to talk mostly about the STEM BS in biology program and the STEM BS in cybersecurity program. And we're proud that our cybersecurity program is recognized by the National Security Administration of the US government of a Center of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity Education. And here is one of our graduates who got a fantastic job in software engineering as his OPT, and he's still there. He is from Azerbaijan. I'll also talk about pathway options. It's great when you reach out to universities in the United States to really talk about options for pathways programs from undergrad to postgraduate degrees. You may be able to help your students save a semester of study towards their postgraduate degree and save $9,000, $10,000, even $12,000 when they're paying undergraduate tuition for 9 or even 12 credits of the postgraduate tuition. For example, let's talk about UX UI. Here is a student in UX UI and interaction design. She was a graduate assistant that I worked with frequently. She worked on a lot of the marketing content at Touro University when she was a graduate assistant. So a student can do an undergraduate program in digital arts and AI, which we're restarting in 2027, and do a pathway to the Master of Science in UX UI. Then our Graduate School of Technology particularly is very active in running workshops, running panels, doing visits to corporate entities. Anybody can join these. So if you go to the website gst.touro.edu, you can look up the events and sign up for the AI or the UX UI or the cybersecurity workshops. Here's a student from India. He's a software engineer. His first job was with Urban FT. They had a nice headquarters in the financial district on Wall Street in the financial technology business. So again, the undergraduate students who can earn the STEM cybersecurity degree during their final semester can join a pathways program to 4 or 5 different programs at the Graduate School of Technology. That's saving them about $10,000 in tuition and a semester of their master's program. And we just had this panel last week, including lots of senior security officers from some major corporations. Again, that was open to anybody who wants to join. Our career services office just had the tech students visiting the city headquarters, Citibank headquarters in New York City. You can do a psychology STEM. We have a great School of Health Sciences. The MS in Industrial Organizational Psychology is heavily a career-based focus where you get into HR departments at major corporations. Here was a student who transitioned over to Industrial Organizational Psychology from the business program. She just needed to do a couple prerequisites to be able to get into the MS and IO psychology. And again, the business school just had a visit with the undergrad and MBA students to the NBA offices, the National Basketball Association offices, where one of our graduates works. The MBA program is a STEM program. It is ACBSP accredited. I just had a nice chat with the dean yesterday, and they are waiting for New York State to approve a new track in their MBA program focusing on artificial intelligence. So that should be happening hopefully by spring of 2027. Here's a graduate of our IO psychology program. She has the favorite title for a job I've ever heard. When she was at Peloton, she was the director of people analytics and team member listening. That was at the Peloton HQ in New York City. She has moved on to Microsoft. She is now the senior program manager of culture, intelligence, and analytics. And again, New York Medical College is our medical school. It is actually one of the oldest medical universities in the United States. In fact, it graduated the first female Canadian doctor way back in the day. So again, it's not a pathways program, but if you earn a BS in biology from Touro, we consider that a pre-health degree. And when you apply to programs at New York Medical College or programs at the School of Health Sciences, you are guaranteed to at least have a preferred admissions consideration for programs such as cell biology or Master of Public Health and Epidemiology. All of those are STEM programs at New York Medical College. It is 1 hour by train north of New York City. And again, that is our flagship campus at 3 Times Square. We have 11 floors of that building. Across the street is the building where the ball drops every New Year's Eve as we celebrate ringing in the new year in Times Square. And unfortunately, they don't allow us to go to the building on New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop. They close it all off to us. But we do like that location right in the middle of Times Square. It actually opens up our students to be able to live anywhere in northern New Jersey, anywhere in the 5 boroughs of New York City, or even Long Island, to then commute into New York City. And those living in New Jersey, it's a little less expensive for their housing when they're living out in northern New Jersey, but it's a quick commute into New York City and then just walking to our school in Times Square. We travel frequently. This is Dr. Ranha. She is to my right in the picture, and that's us at Education USA, the Y-Axis office in Hyderabad, India. And we will be back in Hyderabad in August. I'll be going there either before or after the IC3 conference in Mumbai. So I will be in Mumbai representing Study New York at the IC3 conference this August. So please stop by our booth and check us out. And let's move on to the questions. So thank you for joining us today. So I'm going to stop this and let's read out loud the question. Oh, before I go to the questions, please do take a picture of the screen quickly and look for the follow-up. The next webinar is June 10th. We've got the ESL program of SUNY Albany lined up. We have Monroe Community College, Genesee Community College, and Queensborough Community College lined up. And a couple other institutions will join us. That's the next webinar. And if you are coming to the United States, please reach out to us at program@Study New York, or if you want to get connected with any university, please reach out to us at that email or at the emails that our panelists will drop in the chat shortly. And thank you for joining us today. And let's look at the questions. All right, question number 1, open to any panelists. Just raise your hand. How do you provide career placement support specifically for international students? And I'll go to Willjavian.
So we have an ISS team, and we also have a career service department. And basically, when students come to campus, we have on-job employment as well, or on-campus employment as well. So what will happen is students will go to our ISS team, and they will basically, express their interest in work opportunities, and then they'll go over the opportunities that exist both on campus and also off campus. If it's off campus, it would have to be through an internship or CPT opportunities. Then they'll also connect with the career services department, and they'll help them with their resumes, help tweak that. They'll also do workshops where they'll prepare them for interview preparation and workforce development and all of that stuff. So that's kind of part of the gist, but a lot of that weight goes on our ISS team, whereas I do most of the enrollment. Then they'll work with the ISS team and career service office for placement and stuff like that. We do have a lot of partnerships, but that is definitely a lengthy conversation. So yeah.
All right, thank you. And Colleen?
I think most of us are going to have the kind of support that Willjavian was talking about, which sounds excellent. The international students get encouraged by the International Center to make use of the career services. Oftentimes, they're not sure that these things are really for them, and they are. One thing that our career team does at Clarkson is they keep a list of companies that often hire students and who are interested or willing to sponsor for H-1B down the road, so that students don't waste their time seeking employment when they're hoping for sponsorship later, and then they end up working someplace where they'll never be sponsored. So that's something for the students to make sure to follow up on.
Thank you. Next question. At the visa interview, how should students explain their choice of major and their choice of university? And Jane?
Yeah, so I think it's important, we always tell students that you want to be prepared. You want to have a clear answer as to why you've chosen the particular university and the particular program. The one caution we always say, you don't want to sound overly scripted, that you've practiced and practiced your answers. But definitely, be prepared, explain, your career goals with this major, what you hope to gain by your program. Definitely be informed.
So yeah, I was just going to add to that. Along with that is really, the scripting part is somewhat of an issue when it comes to the interviewing process. Also, like, I mean, students just have to be honest. Like, honesty is really great. A lot of times they go into the interview thinking that it's too formal. You could be yourself. Just be completely honest with your decision. And I'm sure if you're applying for universities and you're applying for different programs, you have a set reason why you're doing that. So just be honest with your approach on top of everything else.
I think being honest and genuine are the two most important things.
Yeah, and I'd say, and be prepared. They've asked you, why did you choose that major in that university? So if you looked at 4 universities, tell them which 4 universities you looked at and which university you chose over them. If they want to see the documentation that you were in touch with 4 universities, you can show it because you did talk with 4 universities. And be ready to say, look, I've chosen University X. You might not be familiar with it, but it actually has 3 campuses in the United States, 1 in Germany. It has 21,000 students. It has a major hospital connected to it. Don't undersell yourself when you're at a school that's not as well known as Harvard and Stanford at NYU. You did your research, and a lot of U.S. consulate officials aren't going to know all of the 4,000 universities. So do your research and know. I've even recommended to some students to know what their first 3 courses might be in that major that they're doing, or their first 4 courses might be, to show that they've actually spoken with the program director to know what they're going to start with. And then Colleen?
I think you've said just about everything, but the one thing I would say is don't rely on documents. You tell your story. Be yourself, tell your story. I would say students need to be able to say that they applied to more than 1 university. I think what the visa interviewers are looking for is that you were not packaged up and prepared by a recruitment agency that just made you memorize certain things and told you, here's where you're going to school. So be prepared to tell your story in terms of your narrative.
Okay, next question. If you have campus dormitories for international undergraduate students, when are they allowed to live off campus?
At Clarkson, they're not allowed to live off campus. Potsdam is a small place, and so students live on campus. If they didn't, they would have difficulty with transportation and therefore attendance. So there are lots of reasons, but at Clarkson, they don't live off campus as undergraduate students. The postgraduate students, of course, do.
Okay. And I saw Willjavian raised a hand.
Yes. So for the first 2 years, undergraduate students who are under the age of 21, they don't have any dependents, or let's say they don't have a sponsor or a parent or a relative who lives within a 40-kilometer radius of campus. They're required to live on campus for the first 2 years. And that's for the freshmen or the first year students. Graduate students who come, transfer students who come, they have the option to live on or off campus. Majority of the graduate and transfer students choose to live off campus. They get in the community of other students who are here. They kind of create their network rather quickly. And then they typically share costs with roommates and stuff like that, friends that they've acquired, and they'll split costs and stuff like that. So they'll typically live off campus. But we do have 4 dorms on our campus, and we have housing available for all 4 years if any student chooses at the grad or undergrad level.
Thank you. And Jane?
Exactly the same. So our first and second year students under 21 years of age, they all live on campus. And then they have the option years 3 and 4 to live either on or off campus. We do have 3 apartment complexes on our campus. So students will oftentimes, even though they want apartment style living, they'll choose to stay in one of our complexes. And then the graduate students are able to make the choice.
Okay. And Freddy?
Yeah, so at Long Island University, undergraduate and graduate students, it's optional to live on campus. So it's up to you. If you're a first year student, like an undergraduate student, we recommend living on campus in the first year to make friends and have everything taken care of as far as your housing, your utilities, your transportation. It's nice to know all of that is covered for you by living on campus, and then in your second year, you'll be a little bit more New York savvy to find an apartment with friends. But I think a lot of New York City campuses, Jim, maybe you can chime in. I think they'll give you the option to live on and off campus, and maybe some of the colleges I'm seeing that are upstate or just north of the city, they might require you to live on campus as an undergraduate or in your first couple of years.
Yeah, at our university, we work with educational housing services. It has international students from many universities, and our students can choose to live there. One is in Brooklyn Heights, so nice location, or they can all choose to live off campus. And of course, a lot are in Jersey City, Hoboken, Bergen County, because it's a quick commute to our school, and a lot are in Brooklyn and Queens, especially. And it's a good idea as you get admitted to a university to ask if you can be connected with the admitted students' WhatsApp group or the WhatsApp group of that particular school. So we have WhatsApp groups at my school for the international students, at the Grad School of Tech, at the undergraduate level, at the Grad School of Business. The best resource for finding housing in New York City are the other students, especially the other students from your country. All right, let's go to the next question. Oh, can a student switch majors into a STEM program after starting out, and how late can they be switching majors?
First year students who come in, they have a little more leniency and flexibility when it comes to switching majors. At the graduate level, students can't. So once they declare a major at the graduate level, they're pretty much locked into that program. But if they come in as a first year student, they could come in as undeclared. Typically, the first 2 years, they're just knocking off the general elective courses. So by year 3, if they're undecided, they could choose a major, or they could also double major, they could dual major, they could minor. But there's more flexibility at the undergrad level.
Okay, and then Freddie?
Yeah, my answer is similar, that international students can be undecided, or they can, most commonly, they will select a major with their admissions offer, and that they'll take to their visa interview on their I-20. They will have a major there. But if they want to change after they get their visa or beforehand, at any point in the admissions process, if they want to change their major and they're eligible for one of our STEM programs, they can do so. It's more seamless in the first 2 years. Once you get into your core classes in years 3 or 4, that's where it might put you behind a little bit if you don't satisfy all those prerequisite courses. But we do offer double majors, and students, as they get closer to graduation, we find that if they're looking to do STEM OPT, they will look at adding a STEM major if they're willing to take on that extra work.
Okay, and Colleen?
I would say the same at Clarkson, where many of our students are studying engineering. The coursework is basically the same in the first year, so it's pretty easy to switch if you want to go from chemical to mechanical or something like that. I know we're mainly talking about undergraduate, but at the graduate level, sometimes students come in as master's students and quickly decide that they want to pursue the PhD. And there is a process in most departments for that to happen. So students can shift within a department in terms of the level.
Yeah, and for us at the graduate level, there can be a shift. Say if you chose data analytics business track, it's an easy shift to switch over to the data analytics technology track. So within a major, you can switch tracks easy. And again, if you started out at the MS in healthcare management program, and then suddenly in your first semester decided, oh, I should be doing the MBA with the healthcare management specialty, you can make that switch also. But you will have to go back and pay the slightly higher tuition to switch over to the MBA program from the MS program. But it is possible to do that. All right, and that was the last question. Does anybody have any last words to say to an audience of South Asian high school advisors?
Thank you so much.
Don't be afraid to email us just to ask any kind of question if you're trying to advise a student.
Yes.
We can be a good sounding board.
Okay, and if everybody wants to quickly drop their email in the chat so you can connect with anybody, or you can email me at program@studynewyork.us. Thank you for joining us today. So this is Study New York. The website is studynewyork.us. Reach out directly to anyone who just dropped their email in the chat, or reach out to me at the program@studynewyork.us. And we look forward to seeing you at NAFSA or at IC3 in Mumbai this August. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.